yet another show. I've actually been thinking about making an intro outro again because I don't remember which episode it was. I think it was like mid 200s maybe, where I had an intro and an outro, and it went over what the show was about and what you could expect. And now, well, I guess it was. I forgot I took those out, but I think it's 292B. That's the intro to the show, what you can expect from this podcast. But I want to make something super quick and nice for these shows because, you know, the other day we had 229 streams across 73 individuals. And I'd like to think that maybe if I had an intro, somebody could, you know, at least one person would have got the idea of what the podcast was about and then decided to listen more or less or whatever. See, it's so weird how the day split on the podcast real quick. Like I'm looking at so we had 230 streams 2 days ago or 3 days ago. And now I have streams from February 2nd, but as I record this, it's Saturday, February 1st, 5:53 p.m. And I think it's because this is ran off of UTC, which let's figure this out together. What is UTC? It's Coordinated Universal Time, which is 12:54 a.m., which I believe is the time that it's set at by default, the whole system here. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Did I just figure it out? I don't know if I did or not. Well, let's see if I did. I just changed the podcast from being global to United States. Let's see if it worked. Nope. Well, anyway, the reason why I bring this up is because it's saying that February 2nd, 2025, I've already gotten 11 downloads. Yesterday, meaning today, which is so weird, I got 9 downloads, which is kind of half of yesterday. But what's cool is I can see the analytics for just February, meaning today, and I've got 10 from the US, 3 from from Ukraine, 2 from Canada, 2 from Japan, 2 from New Zealand, 1 from India. And as far as the states go, it's Utah and Virginia. And then for Canada, did I say Canada earlier? I don't know. I got 2 from Ontario. Fuck. And I don't know. It's just cool. So I'd like, going back to what I was saying, I'd like to think that if I had an intro, outro, it would paint the picture better. So of those 70 people, I'd get more streams, or more repeat people listening to the show. But now I'm looking at the most recent episodes, and all my most recent episodes are just getting more and more streams, like triple. And that's just so cool. I mean, I don't have an episode. What the hell is this? Oh, yeah, I don't have an episode in the last, let's see. Ever since episode 442, not one of them is below 11. And ever since episode 447, none of them are below 13. Yeah, I don't know. And matter of fact, 442 and 441, those are both 9. And then the next single digit, not that far, it's 432. So I've gotten at least 10 people listening to every episode since 433. That's pretty much. And I'm just so thankful that's just so cool. You know, part of me wants to be like, oh man, it took me 471 episodes to make this happen. But the truth is I'm going to do this anyway. And I haven't put any amount of effort or whatever purposefully into marketing the show or really sharing it. I think I shared maybe 10 episodes the whole time. But now I'm resorting back to keeping it down low. This is for people literally 10, 15, 20 years from now. because the things that I have yet to accomplish are going to be what make this podcast cool as fuck later on. Once I have the business and the success and all these, whatever you want to call them, when I have that, that's when this podcast begins to gain all that value, because it's literally a day-by-day blueprint of everything. Everything. Everybody has YouTube videos, and maybe they got 100 or 200. Maybe they have videos of them when they were sleeping on an air mattress in their office, whatever. Haha. And that's all they got. But for someone to have the last 20 years, every single day, an average length of 30 minutes per episode, talking about what they're worth, like nobody's going to have that. And so for me to have that, that's going to be so cool. At least that's the vision. If it's not, then, I'm still benefiting from speaking and like the self-therapy that I get from doing this shit, getting clarity on what I'm doing. Cause there's been a lot of times where I talk on here and I gain more clarity just hashing out my thoughts, speaking out loud. So yeah, anyway, that's that. So nothing really else to update on or talk about. Honestly, I got another text from my manager. Also, I want to share this real quick, because I think this is horrible communication. Not that I expect a grand response, but communicate, So last Tuesday, I'm pretty sure I recorded this, but last Tuesday I texted my supervisor. I said, "Hey, this is Bryson. Will you put me down for 9 hours of sick today, please? Thank you." 3 hours later, he says, "Okay." That's it. Not that I need some grand response, not that I want a grand response, but I don't know. I just think about what I would say if I was in a management position like that. I would say, "Oh, no worries, dude. Hope you're doing well," or something like that, And then I used more leave again, because guess what? It's my fucking PTO and I use it how I want. End of story. Then I said, "Hey, I texted so-and-so this morning about the 2 hours of annual leave. When I sent the text in this chat last time, it didn't go through multiple times. That's the thought process there for why I notified it so-and-so first. Anyway, thank you. See you soon." Motherfucker did not reply. I just think that's so interesting. So then yesterday, he says, "Hello, this is," and he copied and pasted a text from his boss, from the boss of a lot of shit where I work. And it's a copied and pasted message for sure. 100%. There's no doubt about it. And it ended with, "Please respond that you are aware of the deadline. Please respond that you are aware the deadline is February 6th and if you are planning on resigning." Now, when I read that, I think, that I know that the deadline is February 6th. You know that, because you and I talk back and forth. You look at me like I'm retarded, and me trying to piece out of a cush job, they just look at me like I'm the craziest person on planet Earth. And I understand. However, we've talked multiple times to know that for you to know that I know that the February 6th is the deadline. Now, this is all part of the copy and pasted message. Then today calls me 3 times in a row, to which my phone's on do not disturb because I'm doing my shit. And then he texts me, says, "Please respond to the previous text." That's it. And I said, "I am aware the deadline is February 6th, and at this time, I am contemplating my decision. An official acceptance or rejection on my behalf will be made before the deadline provided." He says, "Okay." So I said, "Thanks for the update." I don't know, dude. So shitty communication. I fucking hate that stuff. Not that I need a grand reply or that I need someone to send me a novel or whatever. Matter of fact, don't send me a novel, but I don't know, just be a human being. Talk to me, people like, I don't know, man. Okay, anyway. So I'm still thinking about that, highly considering, nothing's changed there. If unless there's any more information provided Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or I guess Wednesday, then I'm not going to make any definite decisions. Probably just going to wait till February 5th or 6th before I officially do anything, in case more information comes out, in case I get more questions answered. Because whether or not the deadline is February 6th or whatever, I mean, we're talking 3, 4, 5 days difference. So I'm not really worried about that. Either way, I get paid. But I guess what I'm trying to figure out to be 100% certain is that it is exactly what it says it is, because it's been very vague. And for me to have a phone call with a United Benefits representative and they don't know really much either, I don't know. Don't know how I feel about that. Kind of weird. But anyway, that's that. Now, if you listened to the show yesterday, you'll know that I talked with Mina. We were trying to figure out if there was room for me to have more opportunity, more work, and then more compensation as a result. Turns out there is, which is a lot more reassuring to think that even if all else fails, if the worst of the worst of the worst happens, I could still be with him and do that thing, and I'd be fine and be taken care of. So there's that. And honestly, I don't think I have much else to say today. Other than I've got the Allegiant Excellence podcast. I've gotten more streams on that. I got 8 yesterday, which is pretty cool. So if you haven't already, go check that podcast out. That's the one that I advertise, or I promote more often than not. And the one that's the best way to explain it is this is me panning for gold. That podcast is me sharing the gold, trying to establish some kind of momentum, my voice and stuff, in a public scenario, I guess, because this is all just, this podcast here is just documentation. There's no, I'm just doing my own thing here. I just talk about whatever, say whatever, change subjects, go on tangents, who gives a fuck? With the other one, I want it to be more, here's what you can learn, apply it, peace out. And so I guess it's my way of trying to, just put my voice out there, find my voice in that regard, and just be better. So go check that out. The Allegiant Excellence Podcast on all major platforms. Same platform that you're listening to this on, you can find that podcast on as well. So, yeah, there's that. Now, not a lot of people know about that show. Not a lot of people listen to that show, and that's fine. But you got to consider. And if you do listen and you do enjoy it, you ought to consider leaving a review or a rating, because that shit helps a lot. So, and if you haven't left a review on this show, I'd highly appreciate it. No matter where you're listening, just go click the stars or the review or whatever. I mean, leave an honest review. If it's ass, then say that. Matter of fact, if it's ass, I'd like you to message me so how I can improve it. But if it's great and you like it, you have no idea how much a 5-star review would be. It would just be so great. I would very, very much appreciate all of that. So that's it. I can't think of anything else that would be good to talk about right now. My tooth is fine. I looked at it and I kind of bummed that I did, because it looks weird. And there's more than the color of my gums back there, which threw me through a loop, because there should only be my gums. But I'm seeing black and white and a gray. And I know that's the stitches, but that's fucking weird. And it's also weird because I don't have a tooth there. Now my cheek rests on the other tooth because that tooth is in the way. And it just feels weird. Feels like I've got a pasta noodle stuck back there because I feel my cheek on my tooth, Anyway, that's how that's going. Woke up. I'm still swollen. I'm still sore as shit. As far as pain goes, it's all right. No pain meds, nothing like that. Just taking my antibiotic. And that's that. Yeah, I feel like I'm milking this episode. I don't really have much to talk about. Honestly, I feel like absolute shit because I haven't been hitting the gym. I haven't been able to eat really anything because of my mouth. And I haven't gone grocery shopping or meal prepped anything because I knew I was getting my tooth taken out. So I didn't want to prep all these meals and then have them just sit in the fridge. So, yeah, and the fact that I have to go back in a few weeks to get the stitches out and then get the other side of my mouth worked on, no bueno. But anyway, live and learn. It's only temporary. It's better now that I get it done. It's better that I get it done now and then not have to worry about it later. And I'm looking at Lexi's location, and she is down the road. So I'm going to conclude this show. I love you guys so much. Thanks again for listening, all the support, all the shares, everything. And I will talk to you later. Peace the fuck out, dude.